If I wanted to get that information out to the general public, what that study actually said, a study that was conducted by the United States government, I could potentially go to jail. Does that make any sense? It's the biggest fraud that's ever been perpetrated on the United States. That's a proven fact. That actually happened. And that makes me sick, and it also makes me angry. You ask me why I'm doing this? That's why I'm doing this. Right now, the most successful people in the world are prepared for anything that comes their way. I taught myself to ask more questions and how to get more out of life. If you want more, it really can happen, and it's simple strategies and techniques. These aren't pie-in-the-sky things. I'm not one of these guys telling you about how to be successful and never done it. I do it every single day.
This is the Alden Report.
All right, welcome. Sorry about that, Periscope land. Little minor technical difficulty, but here we are. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'll tell you. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about. You know, when I wrote my first book, Ask More, Get More, I was told by all the experts out there that if you're going to be successful with a business / self-help / personal development type book, and again, success, we talked about this, it's a relative term, but if you're going to be successful and truly make money, you have to have some sort of back-end program. Like, you have to sell stuff on the back end, you know, which is audios, which is videos, which is coaching, which is seminars, and all these other things. So again, this book, again, for those of you who don't know, Ask More, Get More, #1 on Amazon, #2 in Wall Street Journal, 54 in USA Today, sold tens of thousands of copies. As far as I'm concerned, it was a huge success. But if you wanted to make the real money, the type of money that people think you should make, you needed to do a back end. So what did I do? Well, again, I consulted with experts within the field. I hired some guys. I hired guys that were from the Tony Robbins companies. A couple of them were very, very highly acclaimed and had a ton of experience in creating these back end things, creating funnels, sales funnels to get you in so that I can sell you more stuff, right? And so I started to look into these coaches, these life coaches, business coaches, personal health, self-help type guys, personal development type guys, and looking into all these programs. And quite frankly, I was shocked and disappointed, really, at the trash, essentially, that was out there. The information that was out there was just total bullshit, okay? Fraudulent. These people that were out there have never done anything in their lives. And not only that, there are coaches that are out there, or life coaches that are out there, that what they do is they train you, okay? They train you on how to then train other people on how to be successful. But you, as a hypothetical, I'm just using you as the hypothetical, have never done anything but take this guy's course. And that guy hasn't done anything other than sell you his course. Okay? Can you follow me there? It's just this perpetual cycle of just fraudulent behavior. And then, so these guys, they go out and they teach others how to be successful. They haven't done anything in their lives other than successfully selling you something. And they took a course too, right? So all these guys are just taking these courses on how to be successful. And again, they've never done anything. And then they essentially create an army of people out there that are really just mediocre at best, and they don't know how to do anything except teach you what they were taught, and they don't even know really half of what's really going on in the real world and in business. And so I said to myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go out there and learn from somebody else who creates these sales funnels and these websites and these applications that what they use is what we call the takeaway close to make you feel like you need to be a part of something. And then I'm not going to go out there and sell you essentially what everybody else is selling you. But I did start out like that. I started to look into it again. But when I looked into it and realized what's going on in this world, it's really, really disgusting. And I'm not going to be a part of it, and I wasn't going to be a part of it and I'm still not going to be a part of it. So why am I so upset? Well, what's the point? Like, why should you care? Why should anybody care? Well, you should care because there are a lot of people out there that are looking for ways to improve their life. They're looking to get better in business. They're looking to get better in personal lives. They're looking to get better as an entrepreneur. Okay, and they find these guys on the internet. And by the way, they're always popping up in my feed with my personal Facebook page, and I see these guys all the time. And I click and I see who they are, and it's. They say that they're, that they have some sort of certification. And when you look at these certifications that these guys have, these certifications are from made-up institutions that nobody's ever even heard of. You know why? Because they made up the institutions themselves. So the whole thing is just this big ruse. It's fake. And by the way, they do become very, very good. Very, very good. Very good orators. Very good salespeople. They learn all these different sales techniques to essentially prey on the people that are looking for something. They're yearning to get better, so they'll do anything. And these sales trainings, and I've read about them. I've watched videos on the kind of behind the scenes. I've talked to the guys that have built these things, and a lot of it is preying on weak-minded people that are really just looking to get better. And it's all the same stuff. That's the thing that's really troubling. But the biggest thing, again, that really, really has got to me is that these guys haven't done anything. Look at them. 99% of the guys that are out there haven't done anything. And they're trying to sell you something that they learned from somebody else. They learned it from somebody else because there was nowhere else to learn it because they're not doing it. So again, why am I talking about this? What's the point for me here? Why do I really care? Well, my second book called 5% More, I started to look into these, what we call these back-end programs, how to make money with these back-end programs. And I said to myself, well, let's look at this and let's see if we can put something together that's real, that people can benefit from, that isn't the same old garbage that's out there. And we started to look at what we've done here at Blue Vase, what I've done in my short life here on this planet. And quite frankly, folks, I'm not afraid to say it, we've done some pretty amazing things. Again, Blue Vase just made the Inc. 5000 for the third year in a row. I recently got the Boston Business Journal 40 Under 40 best-selling book, taking a company from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars with no money. And this isn't a no down payment, buy real estate, flip your house crap. Okay, this is real fundamentals of business, stuff that I've done, the mistakes that I've made, the mistakes that we've all made. And we decided, hey, you know what? Yeah, guess what? We can make money with this. Absolutely. I'm not afraid to tell people that, right? We live in a capitalist society last time I checked. I'm not afraid to tell people that, hey, you know what? At some point, if you really want to get into the real nitty-gritty and the real high-end stuff of the things that we've done here at Blue Vase, and talk to me and talk to some of my executives and learn from us. Yeah, there's gonna be a fee involved, but you know what? I'm not gonna teach people some made-up stuff. I am gonna tell you about the mistakes that I've made. And here's the other thing, folks. The guys that are out there, not only have they never done it, they never will do it, but I've done it, and I'm doing it right now. I do it every single day. And when I look at what it costs for these people to become accredited in some made-up, whacked-out institution that doesn't mean anything, okay? It's really, really, I met somebody who paid $50,000 so that they could become a life coach. They actually mortgaged their house so they could get the $50,000 so that they could become a coach. And folks, this individual has never done anything. And I was talking to this individual about what they did, and they felt disenfranchised. They were depressed. They didn't know what to do because these courses, they're just teaching you theory. They're giving you maybe some manuals, some basics of business, some basics of success, some basic sales psychology. all the stuff that you probably should have learned at any job anywhere in the United States that you can learn from. And they paid $50,000, and then they didn't know what to do. And now this individual is out there teaching others. They kind of figured out, well, you know what? I think I can create a niche market for myself, and I'm going to go after a certain market, this person said. And so now they're doing that, and they're teaching people, this individual is teaching people how to be successful, and they haven't done anything. And it is so troubling to me that this is happening day in and day out. So I said to myself, if I'm going to do something like this, what can I do? What can I offer to people that's going to actually make a difference? That's real stuff. Well, here's the thing about all these other life coaches and all these other guys. One of the things that really cracks me up is you see these life coaches, and they'll talk about it in their books. They'll talk about it in their blogs. A lot of times they don't hide from this, but a lot of them, this is how it happens for them. This is how they become a life coach. How they all of a sudden go from nothing to success. A lot of them usually hit rock bottom. When I say rock bottom, I'm talking about a drug overdose. I'm talking about, some sort of major addiction problem. I'm talking about a financial disaster, maybe a divorce. Sometimes it's maybe a horrific event, maybe an accident. And then they have this epiphany. They have this epiphany because they actually pulled themselves out of usually what they put themselves in. In other words, they made their bed and laid in it, and then they figured a way how to get out of it, right? And then they say, wow, if I can do this, if I can get out of the bed that I put myself in, man, I should go out there and teach other people about how successful I am. It's such a joke. What that's called, folks, and every human on the planet has it, okay? So if you're a life coach right now and you're listening to this, I'm sorry that I'm going to blow the whistle on you. But what that is called, when you pull yourselves up from the gutters and you do it on your own, that is called survival. That is human instinct. That is in our DNA. This is what we did before anything else. We learned to survive. That's all that is. So just because you were in the gutters and now you pulled yourself out of the gutters, that doesn't indoctrinate you to somehow be this success guru. You've now essentially knighted yourself, and you think that you can be this success guru. It's not. No. All you did was rely on what every human being has, and that is our survival mode, fight or flight type stuff. That's all that is. Good for you. Good for you. You fell off the wagon and you got back up. Wow. Now, does that make you a life coach now? Does that make you some sort of wildly successful person? Now, we talked about success. You know what? And if we really want to break it down like I've done before, yeah, sure. You know what? That was a success to them. I call that a micro success. Good for you. You fell off the wagon, okay? You declared bankruptcy or whatever it is, and you climbed way back up, and now you're back to square one. That doesn't give you the right to then go out and go ahead and teach people how to be successful. It's a fucking joke. And by the way, every time I swear, just so we know, I think we're donating $5 to the charity. We pick a charity of the week, of the month here at Blue Vase. A lot of times it's local ones. So I do swear a lot as it is, but I'm now more aware of my swearing, and I might even actually swear on purpose now, just so we can help the cause that we're working with. We do that every month. We actually call it the Friday Fives. People can wear jeans at work on Fridays, even though today's Thursday. So again, I do swear a lot. I'm from Boston. That's just the way it is. But again, it is an absolute joke. You know, my book, again, it's another selfless plug. We entered my book into this ridiculous contest. I'll be honest with you. It was stupid. Okay, we entered it into this contest knowing that we would win. I mean, we had already, we're in every bookstore. We'd already sold tens of thousands. We had already been number one on Amazon and number one overall, and then number one in every category that the book qualifies for: self-help, business development, personal development, the whole thing. But we entered into this contest. And the person who was essentially behind me in the running, okay? And it was just, it was like almost like America's Got Talent or, The Voice or all these other things. You could, the general public could vote for it, right? So there was this person that was behind me, and she was one of those people who took one of those courses from a very, very well-known self-help guy. I mean, one of the, I wouldn't say one of the most prolific, but if you know anything about self-help and the guys that are out there right now, you probably would know this name. I'll tell you, it wasn't Tony Robbins, so those you might be thinking, but it was someone that's really, really up there. So she took his course on how to be a coach and how to be successful, right? And now she's out there with this book, and which, by the way, it was an absolute just literary mess. Okay, my 9-year-old daughter could have written a better book than this, and that's not taking anything away from you, honey. I think you're very, very talented. But this is a grown woman, okay? The only thing that she really has done was, one, enter her book into a free contest. It was free to enter this thing, right? And by the way, this contest, at the end of the day, was just a lead generator for the company that was doing it. They just wanted my information. That's how this whole marketing world works, for those of you who don't know that. The only thing that this person had done, and it really, it irritated me. It irritated me. It irritated me because of what she was doing, of what she was selling, okay? I could care less of what other people do out there in the world, but when it involves actually teaching people how to be successful and in the world that I'm actually in, I get a little irritated, and I think people should know about it. The only thing that this woman did was she moved from upstairs in her parents' house to downstairs in the basement. That's it. That's what made her successful, and she talked about it. She was one of those people who was depressed like everyone else. I've been depressed. Okay, she had had some financial difficulties, and she figured out a way to maybe spend less money and save a little bit of money. And now all of a sudden she takes this class, which, by the way, she paid about $15,000 for this one. It was probably a good deal. The guy who was promoting it was probably trying to get as many leads in as he possibly could. She pays $15,000 for it, and she's out there teaching you how to be successful. And the only thing that she was truly successful at was moving from upstairs to downstairs to her parents' basement. And this isn't made up. This is absolutely a true story. And there are thousands and thousands of people out there. Most of them are out on the internet, and they're doing these pay-per-click campaigns. So if you're on on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, or wherever you are, and you happen to like somebody's post, well, you'll notice Facebook is probably one of the best marketing companies that's out there right now, next to Vase marketing. And you'll notice that if you like something, that the category that you liked, you'll start seeing posts about that. So if you like something in self-help, you're going to see all these self-help guys, right? And that's how they do it. And look, I'm not taking anything away from how you market, because this is how we market too. But that's what she's doing, and she's holding herself out as if she's an expert. It's a little water actually from Chipotle. And it really, really bothers me. So again, why does it bother me? Well, it bothers me because we have decided as an organization here at Blue Vase to introduce people to real trainings, to real stuff, to talk about my mistakes, to talk about how real I am, to show you the things that we've done, the things that I've learned. And by the way, I have been around some very successful people in my life, and I've learned from a lot of them, and I've also been around people that appear to be successful. To everyone else, they look very, very successful. They have all the material things, they have the money, the cars, and all this other stuff, but in all reality, they themselves were just a fraud, and I've been around these people, and I've watched them lose it, okay? So I learned from their experiences and their mistakes. And I've also had the opportunity to be around people that have done it the right way, marketed things the right way, and marketed themselves as the right way. And so that these people that are out there that have paid tens of thousands of dollars to become a coach, to then teach you, they usually end up failing as well. And then they become disenfranchised. And then they're pissed off at the guy that they bought it from because that guy was a fraud himself. You see, it's just this perpetual cycle of fraud. And then it also creates a bunch of mediocre people who are just spinning their wheels, trying to become successful. But the reason why they can't become successful, because the person who taught them had no idea what they were doing. They just took a course, right? And they had a manual, maybe, and they just read it and they followed it. They didn't do it. And by the way, there are some guys out there that are doing it. And they're out there doing the same thing I am. They're introducing people to strategies, to real business strategies, to real techniques, to real fundamentals. And they're doing a good job. But there aren't many of them. There really aren't. And it's really sad because people are looking for something. They're looking for ways to improve. We all need to improve. I need to improve, okay? And that's the thing about me, is I'm not fake. I'm as real as it gets. I make mistakes. I was sweating when I came in here. I wasn't sure what I was going to wear. I was a little nervous about it. Yeah, I was a little nervous about it. Does that make any sense to you? I'm on TV every day. You know what? I'm human. And these guys that try to act like they're not, or they try to act like they're some sort of deity, it's such bullshit. Because they're not. And so then you follow them, and you pay for their courses, and you feel as though that you can then become them, and then you might actually become them. But what you became started out as a fraud from the very beginning. And it never ends up positive, ever. It might seem like it for a little while. It might seem like you're doing okay for a little while. You see these guys out there, and they say, we can teach you how to go from 0 to 6 or even 7 figures. I'm going to teach you how to go from 0, living in your parents' basement, to 7 figures. That is such a joke. It's not realistic, folks. If you're not making ends meet right now, if you're barely paying your bills, you shouldn't pay for a $15,000 course, because then you think you're going to go out and teach other people how to be successful and then go from 0 to 6 or 7 figures. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work. It's just not real. And by the way, the Federal Trade Commission does look into the guys like this, and there are lots of them out there. I'm glad they're out there looking into these guys, because they should be nervous, these guys that are out there selling just totally made up things. They're just regurgitated crap. That's all it is. And you paid for it. So again, what's the point? Why am I so excited? Well, this is the world that I'm in. These are the things that we're doing. When we looked at the things that we've done here at Blue Vase, when we started a company from 0 to over $200 million, from 0 to almost 200 employees, to make the Inc. 5000 list 3 years in a row, to be in the Boston Business Journal 40 Under 40, to have a best-selling book, to sell millions and millions of dollars worth of products, to create brands, to build things, to build companies. This is what we do. This is what I do. And by the way, I make mistakes too, and I've made a ton of them, and I probably will make more. But the best thing is my experience can also be your experience. I'm not going to teach you anything that isn't real, that I haven't done, that I'm not doing right now. And that's why I've decided over the past several months to do what we're doing here at Blue Vase. It excites me. Someone asked me, they talked to me about money. He said, for instance, the Emery vodka. We launched Emery vodka. It's doing very, very well. We're selling out. We got some great reviews on the product. If you like vodka, go to your local liquor store, look for it. It's 6-time distilled, naturally gluten-free, no preservatives, no additives. It's just a great, great vodka. And one of my distributors asked me the question. He said, why are you doing this? What's your end game? People always ask you, what's your end game? You plan on selling it? I said, I don't plan on selling Emery vodka. I plan on building it. and I plan on growing it. That's what excites me. And this is what we do here at Blue Vase. And the other thing about Emery Vodka and about this that we're talking about, that I'm doing right now, is I don't have to do it. You see, if you don't buy what I'm selling, it's not going to affect whether or not I can eat. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, the people that are out there now, the guys that are selling you the classes and the coaching and the online webinars and the seminars and all these other things, if you don't buy their crap, they can't eat. They can't pay their bills. They can't live the essentially made-up lifestyle that they have. So they have to do it. You see, I don't have to do it. And I think that's, for me, is a great thing, and for you. Because if you don't buy what I'm selling, that's okay. That means that means maybe you're not ready. That means you don't want it, and maybe you don't like me, or maybe you don't like what I'm saying, and that's okay. And I'm not going to change who I am or change the business principles, the things that we've done here at Blue Vase, in order to bring in more people so that we can make more money, so that we can pay our bills. You see, our bills are getting paid on what we do here at Blue Vase Marketing. We literally have dozens of products. And I think we have 4 or 5 infomercials in the top 25, which is unheard of in the direct response industry, okay? So I don't need to do this. These other guys, they need to do it. If you don't buy their stuff, I tell you what, if you feel bad for these guys and you're looking for something, go out and buy their stuff, because then maybe they'll be able to pay their bills the next month. But if you're looking for something that's real, if you want to learn how to grow your business, if you want to learn how to become a more successful entrepreneur, if you want to learn how to climb the corporate ladder, this is what we do here at Blue Vase. This is what I've done, and this is what everyone at my company has done. And the principles and the things that we do here are different. We do things somewhat different than most companies. And that's what's made us successful. If you look at some of the successful companies that are out there right now, okay, the real innovators, not these tech companies that are, they're everyone's playing foosball in the office, and the CEO is coming in on a Segway and he's wearing a T-shirt, and not those guys. I mean, that's ridiculous. We saw how well that worked in the early 2000s. I'm talking about, companies that are doing innovative things, that are creating innovative products, that are looking at innovative ways to market, that are maybe even looking at older ways to market and kind of making them better. And that's one of the things that we do as well. We look at here at Blue Vase the entire spectrum. We are what we call a fully integrated marketing firm. We're not just an infomercial company. We do literally everything as it relates to marketing. So these guys that you see on YouTube and these guys that you see on Facebook that say, well, I'm going to teach you how to go from 0 to 6 to 7 figures and how to market things online. Well, what are you going to market online? You know what you're going to market online? You're going to market their program that they taught you. That's what you're going to market online. And you're going to pay them $15,000. And by the way, some of these guys are going to charge you $100,000. Yeah, that's what I just said, $100,000 just to learn something that they learned and something that they've never really even done. So my point is this is what we're doing here at Blue Vase, and I'm excited about doing it. I'm not going to give you anything that isn't real. And that's what really makes me happy. And that's what makes everyone else here happy. So when I sit in front of the camera, when I get on the microphone like we are, when we're on Periscope, and I'm telling you things and I'm doing things, it's real. It's not made up. It's stuff that I've done and stuff that I've learned, and we're going to continue to do, and we're going to continue to get better. So now what? What's the point of all this again? Well, look. A lot of these guys that are out there, they'll sign you up on these free seminars, these free webinars, and they'll take all your information, and then what they'll do is they'll even maybe take your credit card, but the first one is free, and then you're gonna log on to whatever program they're using, and they're gonna teach you some basic stuff that you kind of know just being a human being. Okay, they teach you maybe the first thing you need to do is Let's see. Well, the first thing you need to do is get out of bed. Let's talk about getting out of bed. And they get you all hyped up, and they get you all excited about, you know what? You should be excited to be able to get out of bed and to be standing up on your own 2 feet. Let's be positive about where we're at. And they get you all fired up like they're some sort of football coach, right? They teach you how to get into hysterics. And then when you're hysterical, okay, by the way, I've seen how this stuff works, just so you know. When you're hysterical, and a lot of times, if it's in a group environment, it's even better for them, because then everybody becomes hysterical, and then everybody becomes irrational, and you'll buy anything that they're selling, okay? That's how this whole thing works, okay? I'm not going to do that. But in a couple of weeks, we are going to announce, we are going to do a free training, okay? This training, by the way, that I've learned and that I've done is going to do 2 things for you. And I will guarantee it. I'm not charging you anything for it, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to guarantee it's going to do 2 things for you, no matter where you are in life and no matter what you're trying to do. It's going to make you more accountable, and I'm not talking about excuses or any of that bullshit, okay? It's going to make you more accountable, and it's going to make you more productive. And if you are a business owner, it can probably most likely reduce your costs. So it's going to make you more accountable, and it's going to make you more productive. And I've been doing it every single day, and it works. Okay, and so again, whether you're running a business or not, whether you're working, at a large company and no one knows who you are, or whether you're looking to become successful as an entrepreneur, what I'm offering is going to be absolutely free. It's going to be a couple weeks. You go to my website, it's michael-alden.com. You can just Google Michael Alden, ask more, get more. We'll have some announcements out there. It's going to be absolutely free. It's probably going to be about maybe 45 minutes. I'm not going to ask for your credit card, but what I am going to ask for, I'm going to ask for your information, and then guess what? This is the crazy thing that blows their mind. But I'm just going to tell you, then, if you like it, if you feel as though that you got some sort of value, if you've learned something, and again, but the guys that I've talked to told me that I'm crazy to even offer this. What I'm going to give to you for free, most guys say, well, you should just wait until you do a live training, and then you give this to them so you can explain it to them, because what you're giving to them is too much. It's too valuable. They're right. But it doesn't affect me one way really or the other. I look at it like this. If I'm going to give you something that valuable now, just imagine what I'm going to give you later. So what's going to happen is, if you decide to sign up, it's going to be a webinar, again, about 45 minutes. If you decide that you want to sign up, spend 45 minutes of your time. So it is going to cost you something, right? It's going to cost you your time. So anybody tells you that that it's free. I mean, nothing's really free. I learned in economics there's no such thing as a free lunch. The free lunches, the guy American Express used to do this. I love Amex, by the way, but they would invite you to lunch, and all they would ask you for is your business card, and people say, well, it's free. Well, it's not really free, because your time is actually worth something. So it's going to be 45 minutes. It's probably going to be around noon time, Eastern Standard Time. Why do we do that? Well, because we're going to do it during the week. It's probably going to be your lunch break, right? So that way there, I'm trying to minimize what it's really going to cost you, because I run businesses. I know what people do. I know how we interact. I know how they work. Okay, so again, it'll probably be around noon time. It'll be about 45 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to become more accountable, okay, and more productive, guaranteed, no matter what you do. Whether you're even in the workforce or not, if you're a stay-at-home mom, this will work for you as well. So again, I hope you enjoyed today. I hope that my excitement didn't come across as anger, but I am a little bit angry, because I think what people are doing out there is really, really unfortunate, and I'm excited about what we're going to be introducing again in the next couple of weeks. Look for it. You can sign up there. I think there is going to be a limit to maybe 100 people that can sign up. So when you do see it out there on my website, check it periodically, fill out the form, and again, if you like it, great. If you don't, that's also great. So have a wonderful day. My name is Michael Alden, and we'll see you next time.